Good morning, it's JP at En route Port Hope, and I see that we have ESA on site taking a look at these chargers, and it looks like they are connecting them to power right here. So work is progressing. They're not online yet, not for a little bit of time anyway, but things are looking really good. So I'm going down the road, gonna have a look at Trenton now. Well, I'm down the road at Trenton South, and we have some progress. Let me turn around here and you can see what's going on. We have posts in the ground and spools of wire. So it looks like these guys over here are doing a little work wiring things up today. So I guess we can now see the final layout of this station, right? Because we're going to have the posts on this end, the two ABBs, and then the post on the other end, the ChemPower post. So a bit different than the other upgrades, but okay. So it looks like this site is only getting a single power cabinet. Maybe my speculation at the Trenton North site about a single power cabinet was correct as well. So what does that mean? That means that we have the two ABB chargers, which I presume will be still 50 kilowatts a piece. That's 100 total. And then a single power cabinet that can distribute 200 kilowatts across 4 connectors, 2 there, where is it? And 2 back here. Yeah, and that's 50 kilowatts a connector if they were all in use at the same time. So the maximum you're going to be able to get at any one of these connectors here, if nobody else is charging, is going to be 200 kilowatts. And presumably less if someone else is charging on any given connector. So this is not going to be a high power site. This is going to be a 200 kilowatt max, and typically 100, 50, if anybody else is using it. And let me tell you, this is going to be a pretty busy station. So probably still going to be a little bit of a downer that there's no more power available. But hey, reliable charging still better than no charging on the old BTC units. And just like I was speculating, it looks like the connectors on the ChemPower towers are going to be CCS and NACS on both this one and the other one, leaving the ABB chargers to do the CHAdeMO, which kind of makes sense. Well, that's it for today at Trenton South. If I'm really lucky, I'll get to Trenton North before sundown, and we can have a look at how they're doing over there. But my guess is it's going to be the same kind of layout with 2 posts from ChemPower, 2 new ChemPower posts, and the 2 ABB chargers, and a single cabinet. I thought that pad looked a little narrow for a double cabinet. Okay, well, I'm back here at Trenton North a little later in the day, and you can see these guys have been busy here, but there are some interesting developments. Same as at Trenton South, there's a single cabinet, so that's 200 kilowatts only here. I thought that pad looked a little small. Took my comments out of the last video because I thought, well, I'm speculating and I don't know what I'm talking about. But nope. Single cabinet, 200 kilowatts. The 2 ABB chargers are still sitting pretty not so great, and the new ChemPower posts are in the ground, being fed by a single cabinet. So that's 4 connectors, 200 kilowatts. So if they're all in use, I assume their ChemPower logic will magically split it into what the vehicles want, but nobody's going to get over 200 kilowatts on that, at least by my understanding, even if they're alone. So just like at Trenton South, looks like the new ChemPower posts are one NACS and one CCS connector, and they're going to leave CHAdeMO to the old ABB units. So here's the single ChemPower cabinet on its nice cute little pad. And if we look around here, we have the switch gear that was there before, I think. I think that transformer was there before. This is new, and this, interesting that it's an ABB disconnect switch and a Rex Power Magnetics high efficiency transformer. Ultra premium high efficiency transformer. Never heard of them before. Now, I'm going to make an assumption that the reason they only stuck in a single cabinet here is because they're power limited. And they didn't actually have enough power available to put in a double cabinet. So it looks like there's 300 kilowatts available, 50 kilowatts each for the two ABB units, and 200 kilowatts through the new ChemPower cabinet. And a second ChemPower cabinet would have needed another 200 kilowatts. So even if they'd taken out the ABB chargers, they'd be up from 300 to 400, or needing 400 kilowatts. And maybe they just plain don't have it here at this site. At least that's what I'm theorizing. But that kind of means that if we look back at the old chargers that were here, where people used to complain all the time that they weren't getting full power, that might explain why. Maybe they were somehow linked so that they could never deliver more than 100 kilowatts each. So my bugaboo about this place is this connector, because that CCS latch has been broken for a long time. Somewhere around at least 2 years. And Ivy did know about it, and they chose to do nothing about it. So now that they're upgrading the site and leaving the ABB chargers, not ripping them out, I'm hoping that maybe they'll fix this connector. So now we just need the cables installed, or as the electrician said at the other side, the whips. I'll just call them cables. I think we all know what that is. But I'd like to have more terminology under my belt. So this is pretty good. This means, I know the cable installation is actually relatively easy and quick to do. Probably take them one day to put those in, and then I'm sure they have to have things inspected, and there might be some more work to do to energize it. It's entirely possible that even though the equipment is in over there, that it's not entirely connected to all of this stuff yet. If I have a chance to ask one of the guys, if I see them working again and they're not too busy, I'll ask them if that's how they do things. There you have it. Now we know what the HE double hockey sticks they were doing with these ABB units and a single ChemPower cabinet at the two Trenton en routes. Well, they're not lying. There are more usable connectors than there were before, so they have increased the number of available spots to charge. Can't fault them for that. And if they're working with limited power, what more could they do? Probably not much. So this is good. It's not a panacea, considering that these chargers are pretty busy and pretty well located, but it'll be nice to have what hopefully will be working chargers for the summer. Maybe the ABB unit connector will be fixed by then.